Good morning. Nice of you to join me. So, I feel like I'm well and truly in the footsteps of the embassy now. After Da Nang, I too have stopped off in the islands just off the mainland of China, which we now know as Hong Kong. And the embassy did that so that they could send a messenger over to Macau to let the East India Company know that they were making progress, and also to pick up any news that they might have. The other thing I'm doing, which is following in the footsteps of the company, is I too have picked up some illness in foreign climes. So I'm just having a rest and a good cup of tea. Okay. I understand now why our imports of this were so high. The embassy squadron sailed along the strait between Taiwan and the Chinese mainland in late July, but they didn't see land on either side. The weather was dark and gloomy. They were hammered by heavy rain and a wild gale blew up, a typhoon. We get that name from Greek mythology, but it's remarkably similar to the Cantonese for great wind, daifeng. The ships were headed for Zhoushan, an archipelago at the far eastern point of China's mainland. The Portuguese had already established trade links there, and their word for Chinese officers, which comes from the verb mandar, to command, is what we still use now to describe the main Chinese language, Mandarin. Some of these Mandarin officers met the ships at sea and brought a welcome dinner of jellyfish and fruits. A thoughtful gesture, but unfortunately it made John Barrow violently ill for the next few days.
In my life, I only needed to have my pulse felt by a doctor on 2 occasions. The first time was in China. By eating too freely of unripe fruit, I had a violent attack, and on application, being made to the governor for a little opium and rhubarb, he immediately dispatched me to one of his physicians. He held my hand, beginning at the wrist and proceeding towards the bending of the elbow, pressing sometimes hard with one finger and then light with another, as if he was running over the keys of a harpsichord. This performance continued about 10 minutes in solemn silence.
She said you think a lot, you have a lot of things on your mind, and you didn't sleep well. And she doesn't suggest you to go for copying because maybe your body isn't right for this, because you don't have this much damp in your body. You actually have a little bit fire. Okay. And she suggested that you could get some Chinese medicine, but the main part of this therapy is to think less and just sleep well and just eat some certain type of food that would help you to maintain your body well.
Like cooling foods?
Yeah, cooling foods don't catch on fire.
我可以去辣椒吗？
少吃。
Less.
OK 不可以吃香蕉。
香蕉的话容易突变。
Something that easy to digest and no greasy.
Yeah.
And
okay.
less sugar.
Yeah.
So the main problem is that you have a really strong fire inside your body. That's why it would stimulate your stomach. And the chili is definitely something that's on fire.
The best of their medical books are little better than mere herbals, specifying the qualities of certain plants. The knowledge of their supposed virtues goes a great way towards constituting a physician. Those most commonly employed are ginseng and rhubarb. They employ snakes and beetles, centipedes, and other insects. Bees are used for blisters. Opium is taken as a medicine, but more generally as a cordial to exhilarate the spirits. Though the importation of this drug is strictly prohibited, vast quantities are annually smuggled into the country from Bengal and from Europe through the connivance of custom house officers.